r/AskReddit, what's a dead giveaway that someone is not a good person? Nothing is ever their fault. When they cannot bring themselves to celebrate someone else's success. I guess a subtle one is them treating you differently in public vs how they treat you privately. These can both go either way. They never apologize. It's always about them. They're always the hero or always the victim in their stories. Can't take criticism but probably dish it out to everyone else. They're never wrong. They remember you are their friend only when they need something from you. If they brag about how they pulled a fast one on other people. As if to say how smart/slick they are and everyone else is stupid. Treating people well only if they can benefit from them in some way. If they treat you well, but treat random people like shit, they aren't good people. And they'll treat you like shit too if you ever stop being of use to them. They constantly say or do things where their only justification for doing so is it was just a joke when called out on it. When telling you about issues in their life and everything is everyone else's fault/no accountability. A lot of times they'll straight up tell you. Anybody who gleefully tells you I'm such an asshole or I'm such a bitch is usually not joking, even if they say it while laughing. How someone treats another person based on their job title. Anyone who treats a server, maid, garbage person, etc. like crap is just telling the world how much a piece they are. Always talking shit about other people when they aren't around. When you express a boundary, they try to guilt trip you, pressure you, or threaten you to try and force you to do things you don't want to do. A former co-worker of mine showed themselves to be completely psychotic on her first day. The entire day everything seemed normal, then right at the end of the day she came into my office laughing hysterically because she had to show me a video. It was a video of a guy committing suicide by jumping off a water tower. She said he bounced real good with the most maniacal grin on her face. She didn't last long. A complete lack of compassion, unless it's about themselves. Putting people down for fun. Never accepting responsibility for shitty behavior. Everything is always about them. Everything. Even if you're going through something difficult, suddenly they've been through the same thing, but worse. Even when they're being generous it's for public display and not from a genuine place. Sulking and throwing fits to get their way. Yes, I am thinking of a specific person. Treats animals poorly. Throwing trash out of a car window, littering. Treating service workers poorly. Edit, thanks for all the karma and rewards everyone. This question is posted a lot, but I'm glad everyone here cares about service workers. I worked fast food for 3 years and it was horrendous. Everyone here agreeing is what makes the world a more humane place. Tip your servers and thank your cashiers. Someone who yells at you for crying. Never taking accountability for anything. When they say something ominous and there's a lightning strike. They mistreat their animals/pets. Everyone else is toxic but then. People who are always trying to manipulate a situation from the smallest things to the bigger issues. It is exhausting to be around them. They steal from you. They cannot take criticism and think that they can do no wrong. If someone thinks that the whole world is against them without ever considering their own actions, then there is a problem. Edit, to put what I mean into perspective, here is an example of a friend that my husband used to have. I will call this friend Brad. My husband and 2 of his friends went out to dinner. Brad said he didn't have any money, so my husband and the other guy covered him. Brad ate 3/4 of the food, then went home and bought a $300 anime statue on Amazon. Another example, Brad sits on his butt, plays video games all day, and doesn't watch his kids. He will make sure his family has money to go to Disney World, but won't make sure that they have money to get their hot water heater installed or to send his oldest kiddo to school. If anyone tries to suggest that he reorganize his budget, that person is deemed a dick and he picks a fight. This is just to put into perspective the kind of person I'm talking about. If someone is capable of being gaslight or thinks that they're wrong about everything, they're not the kind of person I'm talking about. They hold sham elections to annex parts of countries that don't belong to them. If they are willing to gaslight you. I have memory problems due to MS, and when someone is willing to bend your reality, there is a huge moral issue happening. They take a dump in your car. How they talk about their significant other / spouse / partner / whatever. If you talk shit about the person you supposedly love, you are a giant mountain of garbage. So this should be obvious, but it's not. As a guy, don't trust another guy if he cheats on his spouse. If he'll betray the closest person to him, he doesn't care about his friends either, trust me. They don't put the shopping cart back in the corral once they're done with it. Actions and words not matching. When a person needs to explain to you in a conversation that they are actually a good person, they talk horribly about others. Everyone gossips, but when you're talking about someone's weight, depression, family issues, etc. in a nasty way, you're not a good person. They are mean to animals or hate animals for no reason. I certainly understand allergies, and that is a very good reason not to be around animals. I am talking about hating animals. All animals for no reason. Thinking that you always do stuff just to piss them off. When I was little, 7 to 8 years, and was in school, I trip on the floor because it was wet. An asshole didn't put the wet floor sign, and I fall in a way that my frontal teeth took the damage, and they were destroyed. My mum to this day still believes I did it on purpose, choosy to make her angry. Thinking that they cannot do wrong. When I was 6, I had a slide up to 2 meters tall. On my birthday, a friend of mine pushed me from the top of the slide, and I fell on my back. I remember I coughed blood and a neighbor took me to the bathroom and cleaned me up. What my parents did? They were entertaining the guests and they just put me in their bedroom. They didn't even took me to the doctor to see if anything was wrong at all. They always need to be vocal about their opinion even if it's not nice. My parents are always saying nasty stuff to people, like if we go to a restaurant and the waiter is slow, they will say something like "what an awful service" or "couldn't they get anyone slower" or shit like that, and they don't even care if they are being heard or not. It's just an embarrassment to go with them outside. I missed the point along the way and just wanted to bitch about my parents, so sorry about that. They make fun of someone with a disability. Lying over stupid shit. Dropping litter. Who else is just scrolling through answers to either find out if you're a bad person, or looking for an excuse to call yourself a bad person? Edit. I see we're all avid self-deprecation practitioners. They treat people like wait staff, cashiers, and other service workers like shit. Not refilling the Brita after taking the last bit of water. There is this one saying: you can tell a person's character by how they treat those who can't do anything for them. When they are always the victim, I put my guard up because I've known too many who rewrite their reality and deny their accountability. They are condescending and make put-downs and don't have good manners. They're always asking for favors and never returning them. There's a lot of hints. A very subtle one is them walking on wet floors in front of the cleaning person without apologizing. If they veil insulting, derogatory or generally aggressive comments as humor. If everything done, said, or worn, revolves around political affiliation in some way. Seriously. Those people are fucking miserable. If they kill you, that will indeed show you that someone is, in fact, not cash money. My mother disowned me because I continued spending time with her siblings after she started a fight. I tried to repair things but she wouldn't budge. It was us or them. So I haven't seen or spoken to my mother, father, sister, niece in almost 5 years. Occasionally I'll get a drunk text message from my mother asking to see my children. But she wants me to drop them off at the end of her driveway and says she doesn't want to see me. Fuck that. It's a strange feeling that you have lost your mother and father before they're dead. They even sold their house and moved without telling me. That was also about 5 years ago. I stopped crying about not having my parents in my life a couple of years ago. Fortunately I have 2 great children and an amazing wife. I'm just going to keep it moving. Bragging about all the good they do. People concerned with appearing as a saint is anything but. They beat up their spouse. How they treat waitstaff. Horses don't like bad people either. I seen a very tame and kind of old horse try his hardest to buck off this girl that I knew was an asshole. She was rejected by 2 other horses also. And she's still a massive bitch to this day. Seeing as half of these comments are not actually describing bad people, I'm going to go ahead and say people who constantly judge others on the minor flaws in their character. Some people have very low self-esteem, some people have ADHD, some people are trying to unlearn toxic traits that they were brought up with. Nobody is perfect and it's never so black and white. If you instantly write someone off as a bad person because they cut you off while you're talking, they always talk about themselves etc., then you're going to be in for a shock because most adult human beings have flaws in their character. With a bit of patience and open-mindedness you can overlook these and maybe find some amazing qualities. Me personally, I find it really hard to gel with people who constantly pick at other people's characters for minor things. Sure, let's string up the sex offenders and murderers. But that woman in the office that you can't stand because she seems rude when you talk to her might just have crippling social anxiety, and talking to you might just make her feel like she's being dragged through glass. You think she's a bitch but behind closed doors she struggles to leave the house every day. Not so black and white. Edit, thank you for the awards guys, you're too kind. It was a nice surprise to wake up to so many of you agreeing with me. I hope you all have a great day. A guy in a hockey mask asking directions to the nearest lake. If they don't flush. This is a joke, sorry for the mixed reactions. It's always me. People who brag about how much they care about other people. I think overall the biggest tell for me is people who make lots of small lies or false statements. They can be bragging, or just obscuring truth enough to make something sound better, or any number of things tbh. And these aren't white lies, these are just reality denying things. Comments or statements that if you catch them are usually too small to be worth confronting. But there's a reason they will lie like that. They will escalate if you let them. Constantly interrupting. Worse, not listening. The way they talk to lower earners in society, such as the cleaner at work. Gatekeeping. I'll go with pretty much all that people have said here with one other thing. They don't let you finish a sentence. They talk over you. If you get a word in edgewise to ask why they keep talking over you, you were taking too long to answer or they already knew what you were going to say. No, what they have to say matters more. You are there to listen and build their ego, and your opinion doesn't actually matter. Edit, I'm getting a lot of replies from people saying they do this and can't help it. There is a big difference between someone talking over you because they are excited and want to share their experience or thoughts about a similar situation, and someone who only wants to talk about themselves and asks how was your day? And keeps talking about theirs as though your answer doesn't matter. You naturally chatty personalities are endearing, funny, and make me want to hug you, with my hand over your mouth so you stop talking, tongue sticking out. You can be frustrating and exhausting, but trust me, you do instinctively know when to shut up when it really is needed. Sometimes us slower personalities need people like you to give us a bit of an energy boost. My fast-talking friends and I seem to balance each other out. They talk over you with their own topics. If cats or dogs instantly hate them, I at least take notice of that and see what's up. 80% of the time, they have a point. They lie. Bodies wrapped in black plastic hanging on hooks in the attic. I won't fall for that one again. Alice. Anyone who treats the disabled poorly. They start treating me badly or like a child when they find out I'm autistic. People who can't laugh at themselves or take themselves too seriously. This is typical with narcissists. Being incapable of recognizing your own faults is healthy, and acknowledging/accepting them means you'll likely give others the same grace. This was a red flag I missed for a woman who turned out to be a raging narcissist. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.